Goji-Fi.
Good day guys, so Goji here. Welcome to an unboxing and review of the Ultraman Zoffy from Spectrum ACG Toys. So as far as I know, there's an incoming Hayata or the OG Ultraman and Ultra 7 coming the same scale and line up in this Ultraman. I wish they would do the Ultra Brothers in their entirety. So let's not waste our time and let's go on with the unboxing. So I'll switch to a top-down view so you can see the better, clear view of the unboxing of this figure. So if you unbox this one, so you can see the beautiful like katakana characters. I think this I'll say to Zoffy, or yeah, it's most probably Zoffy. So Ultraman Zoffy up here, and I think this is a portrait of the figure itself. So it's like embossed in a glossy finish, juxtaposed in a like a non-glossy background. So the portrait of the figure really shines. So there's like a QR code over here and some symbols of the company. You can see it's licensed by 𝗧𝗵𝗶𝗀 Productions. Over at the side, there's like a continuation of the picture on the front, and the other side there's like a very nice like a symbol of Ultraman right over here. I hope this signifies like a start to the collection of Ultra Brothers or other Ultraman figures in this same scale from Spectrum ACG Toys. So at the underneath, there's like a beautiful pattern at the background with the same Ultraman logo. Up at the top, I assume this is like the logo of the Spectrum ACG Toys. So at the back, we can see some like action poses, including the figure. It's like flying pose. There's like I forgot the name, like it's like M87 Beam or something like that. So there's like the one with the head on fire, some like neutral poses, and some legal mumbo jumbo over here. So if you, this box is really nice because it has like a magnetic flap to it if you open it, and it opens up very similarly like a 𝐤𝐭'𝐬 Bandai figure. So it's like enclosed in the same black clamshell plastic box. So you can see the figure up front. You can see the there's no need for instruction manual because all the accessories and some instructions are laid out at the box itself. Continuation of the Ultraman Zoffy logo and Ultraman logo here. There seems like a tape over here. I don't know what they tried to cover up in this spot, but it's obvious there's like a tape hidden. So this is the figure itself. If you open it up, there's like 2 layers. I'll try to, and there you go. So I will not open it because it's only an unboxing, and I will show you the rest of the figure later. So there's like the main figure itself. There's like the first pair of hands in it. There's like closed fist hands. Here's like the M87 Beam, and this is, I suppose, is like the one to activate the lighting mechanism, and the one to display like his head on fire, a neutral pose hand, and like a karate chop hand. Finally, you have the stand that is included. So it's very nice. They included the stand with the Ultraman Zoffy logo there. Yeah, that's all the contents of the figure itself. So take a good look at it, and we'll proceed with the review. Again, so here is Spectrum ACG Zoffy in its full in his full glory. So let me take him out of the stand. So here he is. Let me focus it up more on him. Here is the figure itself. I'll slow down and so you can appreciate all the details that has been put into this figure. And I have some minor criticisms about it as well. So overall, the sculpt is more like style to the 𝐤𝐭'𝐬 style of if you're familiar with Bandai's outings of 𝐤𝐭'𝐬. So there's like you can see like ab folds over here, so to simulate folds and creases over here and there to simulate like a suit-like appearance, just like in the 𝐤𝐭'𝐬 line. So there's multiple creases and folds like over here to simulate that real life suit feeling. So it's definitely more on that side rather than the Ultraman figures with the more comical or more stylized appearance of the Ultraman. So here's his head sculpt. As you can see over here, focus up my camera. So here's his head. So it's pretty much very accurate, and I can say there's like a minimal to almost no difference between Zoffy's and Hayata's head in terms of sculpt and like general appearance. It's like minor, even no difference at all. So you can see the difference between the OG Ultraman or Hayata Ultraman and Zoffy. If you can see his indentations over at his chest. So any avid Ultraman lover will know that, and the stripes all over the red parts of his body. So that's how you distinguish Zoffy from Hayata Ultraman. So you see up here, the sculpt is very nice. As I have said, there's like those little creases and folds that really make that suit-like appearance pop. Over here's its hands. Only criticism that I have two criticisms over on how Spectrum ACG conducted or made their mold up here. Number one, it's in the name itself. They're like seam or mold lines all over the figure, as you can see over here. I'll try to close it up for you. There's like seam lines over here, mold lines from how this one was molded in plastic. So you can see the seam lines and mold lines all over the figure. I'll try to close it up more for you. There you go. You can see the mold lines all over the figure. It's not only isolated to like the chest or the upper parts, it's all around the body. And another criticism that I have found, but I think this is more of a production rather than the fault of the general sculpt itself. It's this paint rub off right over here. I don't know if that's a distribution or a logistics problem. The reason why that paint over the left leg has been rubbed off, as you can see over here. There's like a paint rub off right over here, but I can't fault them that much for especially in how much the price comes at Spectrum ACG Zoffy. So I wouldn't complain that much, especially on how big and how many the accessories, as you can see right over there. So I wouldn't complain that much. If this came with like a higher price point with Bandai 𝐤𝐭'𝐬, so on that one I would complain, but on this one it's pretty passable. So articulation, so you can see the head can come down like this and come up as far as like this. I won't want to stretch that out, so move side to side, and you can rotate like that naturally. So I heard like over here, there, so you can move them pretty fairly, if you can say that. So that's for the head. So if combined with the chest joint, so he can look down really nicely, almost at an 90-degree angle, so I could say this is like an 85-degree or 80 to 85-degree bend. So you look down like that, combined with the chest joint. So the chest moves up, down, up, side to side, as you can do with any ball joint. So this one, it's pretty similar to how, if you're familiar how to move 𝐤𝐭 𝐳𝐭 Ultraman figure, so it's very similar to this one. It's just as at a bigger scale. So the shoulders like tucked down right over here, and so that you can achieve that 180, the perfect 180 arm pose. So going back, we have the chest over here. So that's why I paused the video. I also have noticed like a little paint defect right over here at this, like the edge of the V in his stomach part. So it's like a bit faded and smudged. So yeah, I just noticed that. I haven't noticed it the first time I opened it, but yeah, there you go. Here, as I've discussed earlier, so it will move like a 𝐤𝐭 𝐳𝐭 Ultraman. So there's like a butterfly joint right over at his shoulder that allows him to extend his arm right over here. So you can see it in action right over there. So you can see that. There you go. So it also has that, as I've discussed earlier, the tuck-in shoulder, so you can execute this kind of poses. And a double, I think this is a double jointed elbow right over there. You can create that another Hayata Ultraman pose right over there. Same goes with the other arm, so it also has a rotation. Can do what a normal arm does. So the wrist also has that rotation. I don't believe it has that hinge joint to allow him to like bend right over to this direction, so it only acts like a ball joint. Yeah, there, that's the upper part. So the lower part is a separate joint, so you can adjust accordingly to how much you want to lean over here and right over there. Also rotates. There you go. So for the hip, so I think this does not have like the pull down 𝐤𝐭 𝐳𝐭 joint action, so I'm trying to move, so but I don't want to break it, so it doesn't have that. So but it can still extend pretty fairly at a 90-degree angle. You can see over there. Other one right over here. It's still very nice range of articulation. Do the splits. Can't do the complete 180 split. That's fair enough. I think most of action poses doesn't require that full split, so it's pretty fair enough that this range of articulation is provided. So I'm just gonna do one leg because it will go same with the other leg. So there you go, a frontal direction, and also has a double jointed knee. Can extend up right here without really forcing it up. There you go. And for the ankles, it has like a ball joint and also a hinge joint, so it has that if you want to pose it like in a very splitted manner, so it can hold up the figure quite well. There you go. You can stand at that extreme angle, which really says about the stability of this figure. If you just pose it quite well. There you go. If you want to pose it like that to stand up on its own. Yeah, the same goes with the other leg, as I said earlier. And that's it. That's for the figure itself. So for the accessories, let me close it up right over here. For the accessories, you can see I think this is called the M87 Beam. Yeah, I think it inserts and there's like a hand like that. It's only held up like by friction, so you really have to insert it. But once if it's inserted, it'll I think you should remove the you should remove the engine. Yeah, there you go, so that you can recreate that beam poses right over there. I haven't removed the foam plus tape combination protective package here, so it wouldn't break like that. So that's for the beam. I'll just return this one. So there's the karate chop hands. So let me put them outside. There you go. Still follows that lifelike hands with the creases and folds that simulates a soup-like appearance. Same goes to the neutral pose hands if you want like to grab something. So those hands are provided, and this one has the head and fire part. So it doesn't need any part manipulation or replacement, so it just sticks on his head like that. I think this I'll just show the major feature right over there later. So here's the stand, as you've seen earlier, the logo Ultraman Zoffy right over here, and it's arm. I think this is called an arm. So it has like 1, 2, 3 points of articulation, and you can spin and you can do whatever you want it to be. Also, you can fully stand up like that if you want to pose him in like a flying pose. So you can definitely do that. So I think this is the main feature for me, because I really like things that light up. So there's like an included like thingamajig with some logo in it. So this acts like a magnetic switch for the lighting effects. So if you just tap it in his head like this one, so it will light up like this. I think it's the light included. It's fairly bright. It doesn't bright up as like so much, so it's just enough to give him like lifelike brightness. And also it works with the chest hook piece. So if you want to pose him and display him like a very action pose, like display, and he will give him that additional lighting, will give him more life, rather than ones like Bandai produces with no lights. So it's like Zoffy is really in there. So for the chest, there's like an additional feature, so we can tap it another one. So it's supposed to simulate when there's like Ultraman is about to return to his original form. But from the series, I haven't remembered Zoffy having like a need to recharge moment, because he doesn't really stay on Earth that much and doesn't have a human form like Hayata does. So I think Zoffy is more on like that and it remains like that throughout the series. So if you want to turn the lights off, so just tap again on the head and the chest. So there you go. So I think the batteries that the batteries are definitely included, so you don't need to purchase a battery if you want to buy this figure. So for the head, it's indicated as a CR927 battery, while for the chest it's AG3 battery. So you can see how the head pops off and the chest pops off when you need to replace the battery. So it's fairly easy, and I think those kind of batteries are very common. If you want to, this indeed depletes when you use it, so they're very easy to replace. Yeah, that's my full review on Ultraman Zoffy. So my general thoughts is that I think Spectrum ACGs should definitely continue with this line with other Showa, especially Showa Ultraman, because like that I am very biased about Showa Ultraman because they're my favorites. But if they could expand this type of figure and scaling on other Ultramen, so it would be great. So there's Hayata and Ultra 7 also already announced and it's also about to be released. So you could expect that I could review them because my supplier or my friend that supplies this figures to me as for review can definitely get them for me to review. So yeah. Before I forget, I should do a size comparison between other Bandai Ultraman and the Godzilla SHMA figures that I have ready to do a size comparison. So let me just set up it quick, but I'll just get out the ones that's already here already. So here's the size comparison between like Movie Monster series Mechagodzilla. So it's definitely taller than those, and this one is Godzilla's I forgot what year already in this 𝗙𝗶𝗃𝗄𝐴 one. So here's the size comparison between them. So this is a 𝗙𝗶𝗃𝗄𝐴 Godzilla, and there you go. I'll just get my other Godzilla figures and Ultraman. So here's another big boy in my collection. So here's the Night Combat version of Shin Godzilla, which his review will be out also soon. So here Ultraman Spectrum ACG's Ultraman Zoffy definitely scales better with this bigger Godzilla figures. You can like throw some punches like this one, and the size wouldn't be as awkward as some Bandai figures. So speaking of Bandai, let me put Shin at the side. Here's Ultraman Jack. So they still haven't made a 𝐷𝐿 𝐶𝐭 variant of Ultraman Jack, but I hope Bandai does. But that's how his height stacks with Spectrum ACG. It's definitely taller. It's like, I would say 150% times Spectrum ACG is like 150% times bigger than the normal Bandai figure. So the 𝐷𝐿 𝐶𝐭, I haven't got my Tiga yet, but it's on display. So it's roughly the same size as Ultraman Jack. So here's another Ultraman figure, Shin Ultraman from 3-0. So yeah, he's roughly the same size as Ultraman Jack. So you would expect that, or the same scale as Ultraman Jack. So you would expect that it will stand around the same height as him. A little bit slimmer, and kind of looks like a little bit taller because of Shin's very slender appearance. So here's other size comparisons with Shin Godzilla, Ultraman Jack, and 3-0 Shin Ultraman, together with the hero of the show, Spectrum ACG Zoffy. That's it. It's my full review of Spectrum ACG. So I would most definitely, if you're a fan of, especially of Zoffy, this is a recommend or a must get if you're a fan, especially at this price and the size this comes at. It's a very good choice if you want to start, or if you're already collecting Ultraman figures. So yeah, that's my review of Spectrum ACG Ultraman Zoffy. So that's it, and Goji out.